The meeting will come to order. For public information, a copy of the Nebraska Opens Meetings Act is posted in the back of this meeting room on the east wall, so it's right back there. We'll have roll call.
Harris.
Here.
Knapper. Meyer. Reisig.
Here.
Blue.
Here.
All right, if we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, just have my normal announcements. Want to remind all that this meeting is being recorded. It's being recorded to be broadcast at a later date. Remember, whoever wants to speak, once you're recognized, you'll need to be sure and come forward to the microphone. At that point, we need you to state your name for the record and spell your name, which assists the county clerk preparing her minutes. Remember, there's no swearing or other inappropriate language. We all need to check our cell phones, be sure that they're either turned off or to silent so they don't distract others. Commissioners, I'd remind you as well to speak loud enough and clear into your microphones so that the recordings can record the your information. We do have a couple public hearings tonight, but I anticipate this meeting being shorter than normal. If it gets extended, we'll take a break somewhere midway through the meeting if we need to, or if I think we need to. All right, I think that's primarily the announcements. So the first item is approval of the agenda and consider any modifications.
I'll make a motion to accept the budget.
Agenda.
Agenda as presented, yeah, there you go.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda as presented. Call the roll. Or no, you want us to vote electronically, I'm assuming?
Please.
Please
All right,
do.
I'm set up that way anyway.
All right, we'll do that.
You have 3 S's?
All right, motion's carried. The next item is the board reserves the right to enter into a closed session if deemed necessary. I don't believe we have anything on the agenda tonight that we're planning on one, but we always reserve the right to do that if something comes up that we think we need to. The next item is the consent agenda. These items are anticipated to be dealt with in one action unless one of the commissioners feel that something needs to be pulled out separately. I'd ask if there would be anything that we need to pull out, and if not, I'd entertain a motion.
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote.
You have 3 S's?
Okay, motion's carried. All right, we'll go to the next item, which is the 4:30 public hearing for the fiscal year 25-26 Scotts Bluff County budget hearing. The purpose of the hearing is to get input from the taxpayers on the budget. Lisa, you want to start?
Yes, I will start. Okay, I put some paperwork on your desk today, and I wanted to explain a little bit of the information I provided you. The document that looks like the one that's on the screen. This is what we published in the newspaper. It hit the Star Herald Thursday with our notice of budget hearing, and then the second part of it is a special hearing for property tax requests that we do next week. But this is all the funds and lists our total planned potential expenditures and our tax ask. I gave you 25-26, and I also handed you last year's 24-25, just for reference. And you can see I hand wrote that at the top, okay? For comparison's sake, because we'll discuss like the reserves. That was kind of my big point I wanted to make tonight. My other document is all our funds. I know this has been, we've had 8 meetings to get through this budget process this year. It's been very tedious. And we spent a lot of time the majority of the time talking about the departments and the portion that is property tax asking. And the questions came up later about, well, where's this money? Where's this money held? That wasn't property tax. And I just want to call to your attention once again, every line item up there is a different fund within the county. And not all of them are affected by property tax. And that's what's in this document, is a listing of the fund, planned expenditures last year, planned expenditures this year. And they truly aren't all planned expenditures. It's how we have to handle the fund accounting for the county, is you balance zero. What we have sitting in the account plus what we intend for revenue, we make our expenditures equal. So it's the type of fund accounting we do. So anyway, we have more, because I know that's one Mr. Reisig brought up at one point, 2913. If you go to like page 5, that's where that Public Service Commission is held in that fund. And there's specific items that we can use those funds for, and we keep it separate from the other comp center money, mainly because we get audited on that. We just keep it separate. So when we have to send information to the state, we're sending only the appropriate expenses and documentation that we've used those funds for. And I believe this year was next year it's $111,600. This year was $92,425 for the fiscal year we just finished. So with that information, I guess last year our property tax ask was $14,178,695, and this year we are budgeting property tax $15,293,952. It's like a difference of $1 million, and there's a significant reason for the change in the dollar value. If you can recall, last year we had some roads projects, that we pulled from inheritance money that we just do not have. Inheritance money, capital improvements money. We just couldn't do that. Projects we have to do. We are a unique county. I know sometimes it's hard to acknowledge that, but we serve a lot of purposes that the counties adjacent to us do not. And part of our we talk about it, and it'll be coming up in more of our union discussions, our salaries are comparable to larger counties in the state. So we have bigger needs, bigger expenses, unfortunately, here to keep our comm center going at a staff of 20-some people, and our detention 75 people out there, and we serve a lot of needs here. And you know our court systems are very busy as well. Any questions so far? Because most of my presentation, I kind of went more into the joint public hearing side of things. So, or should I sit down and see if there's any?
We spent a lot of time on it. I understand it pretty well, I believe.
Right. So, yeah. So, I will say that again, this is a public hearing, and we will open the public hearing and allow for those that want to speak on this item to come forward and speak.
You still got something?
What we didn't say was we kept our levy flat, 0.37.
Didn't we lower it?
We did not lower, not even a little. 3.36741. So same as last year.
If you go out 6 digits,
Yeah,
it's down
1/10,000th of a point.
413
We lowered
to
it.
410. Yeah.
412.
1/10,000th of a point.
That's something.
but it's basically the
We
same.
raised $1 million but lowered our mill, that's pretty
Kept
good.
her.
Well, kept it flat, in my opinion.
Okay.
All right, so we are officially have the public hearing open. Again, if you'd like to come speak on this, you're welcome to do it. Need your name and spelling if you're here for that purpose. Anyone? All right, apparently not. So we'll officially close the public hearing. And tonight was primarily to go over kind of the final numbers that we have, and then to get public input, which we didn't have, and we'd let the record show there was none. I would only mention that we are about $1 million more in tax asking than what we were a year ago. The mill levy has remained the same, but our overall valuation has went up about, I'm going to call it $300 million approximately. And now our valuation has exceeded $4 billion. It's $4,162,612,310. So that's where we're at this point. Again, the mill levy's been kept flat, but the overall tax asking dollars is about $1 million higher. So that's just informational things. We'll get into a little more depth of this in the next item, actually, and go from there. But we're going to officially call the public hearing closed, and I think that concludes this item on the agenda. And we'll go to the next item on the agenda, which is to discuss and consider who will present county statistics at the joint public hearing, September 22nd, 2025 at 6:05 p.m. Let's see, that's in the Gearing Civic Center.
Right.
All right, Lisa, tell us about that.
Okay. Well, as you just said, it's September 22nd, 6:05 p.m. We are responsible for organizing this. Kelly and I work to pull this together. Randy Meininger will be our MC once again. We've asked him to come and help us basically proctor, keep it organized, keep the timeline moving along. We'll give each person an equal amount of time to speak that may want to speak. We'll be participating. The pink postcards should come out this week. If I haven't seen any myself or heard that they're out, but they should be here.
People are calling about them.
They are getting.
Yes.
They are receiving them.
Yes.
And Gearing Public Schools will be involved as well. They've asked to be first. I don't think that's a problem, and we're second. So, and there's
only two.
only two, but
There's
okay.
four on the postcard, but we share some parcels with Banner County and Morrill County. So Baird Schools is participating, and Banner County Schools is participating. It is on our website, a notice for the joint public hearing, so you can see what is going to be published, I think tomorrow.
Okay, but
Okay.
neither one of the schools physically, like Banner County, Baird Public Schools physically participate.
They will not be
Here, because they'll be in their own
'Cause they're-
respective counties.
correct.
Okay.
So it'll just be the two components.
Okay.
Subdivisions. Okay, so each participating subdivision must designate one person to attend the joint public hearing, and one elected official will be in attendance. And presentations must be provided by a representative from each political subdivision about the increase in property tax request. Public must be allowed a reasonable amount of time to speak, and meetings must be held before we adopt our budget. County may hold their regular budget meetings prior to the joint public hearing, which we are completing today. So that's the first page, and I gave you copies of some of this. And this is the components of the presentation, name of the political subdivision. Actually, I could sit here and read through it, or I could show you. I've already kind of put it together, okay? So, and during the meeting, at least one elected official from each participating subdivision shall attend the meeting. Elected official may be the designated representative from a participating subdivision. The presence of a quorum or the participation of elected officials at the joint public hearing does not constitute a meeting, so you can all attend. Okay. And it's not a violation. So then after the joint public hearing, we have a meeting scheduled for September 25th to officially complete the process to do a resolution and accept our tax ask or set our tax. All right, so here, that's what that looks like. Our joint public hearing. I need to update that. Okay, now I wrote in here, and I basically just kind of updated what we've done and did last year. Property taxes are based on an assessed valuation amount set by the Scotts Bluff County assessor on an annual basis based on market values. Property tax revenues increase or decrease due to an increase or decrease in valuation amounts set by the county assessor. On an annual basis, the county may choose to increase the amount levied against these valuation amounts. The county kept its levy flat for 25-26. Scotts Bluff County property tax request is $15,293,952 compared to $14,178,000. The increase in our ask is $1,115,257, or 7.878%. To avoid this pink postcard meeting, the county's ask could only increase $391,000 from last year's tax ask, or 2.76%. So, our assessed value increased from $303,552,978, and there's last year's value and this year's value. Billion, excuse me. Million is how much it increased. Billions is our value. Okay. The tax rate, which would levy the same amount of property taxes as last year, when multiplied by the new total assessed value of property, would be 0.340620. So if we take 4,162,612,310, and do the calculation to come up with last year's amount of $14,178,000, the levy would be 0.340620. County budgeted $35,182,000 in revenues for budget year 2026. $15,293,952, or 43.5% of that total amount, is attributable to property tax. And there's the general fund was $14,300,000, and the bond $993,737. And here I had a slide saying the levy indicates the amount of tax property owners pay for each $100 of valuation of their property. Property tax can be calculated by assessed valuation divided by 100, then multiplied by the levy. And I gave some examples of $100,000, and you can see last year's levy was 0.367, this year's was 367. This might not be necessary, but it's what I had before. No difference between the years. The only difference is your value of your property is increased, probably, potentially. So, and that was a slide of our levy history. And as you can see, in the 2014, 2015, 2018, 2019s, we're at the 0.41s, 0.42s, but we're at the 0.37 and 0.367s now for total levies. And this is, I took our Keno bar. As you know, the building itself, a portion of it is tax exempt because it holds our Keno operations, but the bar and grill and seating is all taxable. And the taxes are paid by our Keno operator. And I used it as an example. Taxes owed $2,910 for this current year, and the Scotts Bluff County portion is the dark orange piece, and the green is the schools, and then you can see we also give to NRD, ESU, City of Scotts Bluff, just a pictorial. And we propose to adopt a property tax request that will cause its levied rate to be 0.367, and based on the proposed property tax request and changes in other revenue, the total operating expense budget of Scotts Bluff County will be less than last year's by 4.5%. And it's mostly less because we don't have ARPA funds to spend this year. So that's a good $2 million. And if there's any questions, you call Commissioner Harris. I can cross mine out. There you go. Anyway, so I've got the slides. You can do it. What?
So these are the slides that'll be presented there.
Yes,
Is-
we can tweak it,
yeah.
whatever, but
Right.
it's something, the information is there that is required at the joint public hearing.
Okay.
Did you have, you were gonna present some numbers that we had talked about as far as your tax dollars for the judicial, for the law enforcement, all the,
Oh,
That's for
at
State
a
of the
different
Valley.
that's a
meeting.
different meeting? Where's this one at?
That's the one, the chamber meeting for the State of the Valley, or
Wouldn't that be a good one here too?
this
Yeah.
might be in part of that.
Yeah, we could put that in. I got the
but-
numbers.
Yeah,
If you've got those numbers, it'd be interesting to see what that would be.
but the part
I'm sorry, I
concerning
didn't bring
the
that. I should have.
what I'm going to call public safety, or especially the police, sheriff's office, the judicial, anything to do with the
Oh, Lord.
public safety things that
Did you
I
get
want
a,
to bring that.
did you get a
forward.
countywide number on
No.
like Morrill and Mitchell and all those little departments and all that?
Not yet.
You're still working on that,
Yeah.
are you? I'd be interested to see what that really comes out.
Yeah.
to be.
So whatever presentation that we're going to make of that, and that's anyone can come to that meeting if you want to be there. But if not, I'm hoping that Lisa's going to help me put those slides together, I think, and we can make those available to everybody.
What day is that meeting, Mark?
Yeah.
October 22nd, maybe?
September 22nd.
That's what I had calculated public safety at $9,033,000, and I think I used the total property tax ask of $15,293,000, I believe.
Yeah.
It might be a little different. I can't remember what I didn't bring that paper.
So now, Lisa, if we wouldn't have went from the cap, if we wouldn't have changed to the cap, would we be going to this, the cap's what is holding us down on, because we never raised the mill. In the old days,
Hang on. Yeah. There you go.
in
Would-
the old days, we wouldn't have, with the lid, we wouldn't be going to this where we
We
never
would
raised
have.
the mill, is that not right?
We would have gone either way
We
if
would have?
this was going to be our ask. Because going to the pink postcard is the 2% plus the growth, which is 2.76%, and we could only increase our tax ask by less than $400,000. That's what that was, if you recall, and whether you had a lid or you had a cap. You want me to show you that spreadsheet? I can get that.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I thought when it changed to the cap is when it changed that.
No, I think the cap is much easier to understand.
Is it?
Sorry, Candace will probably be, she's been our go-to person. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Was that the 22nd, 23rd you said?
22nd.
Here, I might have my numbers, $9,033,000
At 6:05.
$9,033,000 for public safety, $14,300,250, words are hard, for general fund expenses. 63.2% for public safety is what I have at this point.
I added that up, there's over 17 million what I had the other day. If you take
General
the-
fund expenses from budget plus safety expenses outside the general fund that are funded by property tax. So, anyway, I gotta make sure I'm doing it right, but that's my first stab at it. And I have a few days to get that to Kelly. So. Questions? Or I guess you take it from here.
So, is there any questions specifically on the joint public hearing information that Lisa's providing here? And then part of our agenda item is to decide or consider who will present the county statistics at the joint public hearing. I know last year, I believe Charlie did it. I suggested then, and I'm suggesting again, that I should probably not be the person to do that, because as most of you know, my intention is to vote no. I thought that we should have went lower to avoid the pink postcard. And so because of that, I don't think I'm the right person to be up there trying to defend it if I'm going to be voting no. So
You could whine a little.
I remember Commissioner Reisig volunteering a few weeks ago.
Did he? All right.
The only thing is, I mean, there are certain points you must touch on when we're in the joint public hearing.
And if we follow this
Slideshow.
information, it would pretty much make us.
She made sure
discuss
all of that's
those
in there, I
things.
believe.
Yeah, that was in this packet here. It's page 2. We have to have name of the political subdivision, amount of the property tax request, total assessed value of property different from last year's total assessed value, tax rate, which would levy the same amount of property taxes as last year, what we propose to request. Same. Yeah. It was
You've
there.
dealt with all those questions, I think, haven't you? Yeah.
Yes, I did.
So basically, if we follow those slides, we would certainly cover all of the things that were necessary, and then whatever else, if you wanted to present something else, you could.
Yeah, and we could cut it down 2 or 3 slides and just give the bare facts too.
Right.
So where's that gonna be? Is that at the convention center or event?
Civic Center.
Right, Civic Center, right. And that's a week from tonight, I believe.
Yes. And we have to help set up.
Yeah.
I haven't arranged that.
I have a note to arrange that, but I haven't.
We help set up gearing, we'll tear it down.
Okay. So, I guess, Russ, could we assume that you would be the person?
It's fine.
Okay,
Nobody's gonna have to do it.
that's fine.
You're gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll
and-
be there.
Mr. Blue will probably be there.
So,
I'll be there too.
right, I'll
You'll-
be there.
You'll be there? Wow,
Yeah.
look at there.
I'm assuming Ken might be there, so,
We'll see.
all right.
Can you all speak better into your microphones, because I can't hear any of you?
All right.
Name and on. I can't even hear Lisa. Really?
They're on. But we'll try and speak louder. I don't know if we can turn it up any or not, but,
We just need to use them.
all right. So try and speak into them the best we can here. So, I don't know that we have to take a vote on Mr. Reisig being there, but he has said he'd do it, so,
Okay. I put it as discuss and consider, but we don't, like you said, you just have to,
Right.
make sure someone's
You'd
doing
like
it
a
and,
copy of that for me,
I can print it.
if you would,
When I'm-
before I leave, Karen.
When I'm done with my part, I'll print it,
Sure.
okay?
okay. So I think that Lisa has, covered all the points that need to be covered. And, then if Russ is, ready and willing and able to do it, then I think that pretty well covers this item. Do you see any reason why we would have to vote on this?
No, as long as the person that's gonna make the presentation is chosen.
In agreement? All right. So Russ said he would.
Are you queued up for even a vote on it?
I am.
So you could cover
Good.
it that way and
All
make
right.
a motion that you do it if you.
All right. I'll move that we accept the information that was presented by Lisa Ryan for the joint public hearing, and that we would plan on Russ Reisig being the representative that presents the county information at that public hearing, which is September 22nd, 2025 at 6:05 p.m. That's my motion.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and vote.
I'm gonna abstain. isn't doing anything.
Russ,
I know, I pushed it once.
you have 3 yeses.
All right, motion's carried. All right, we'll go on to the next item. The next item is our road and bridge section on the agenda. Steve, we'll let you give your presentation first, and then we'll open the public hearing when you're finished with yours.
Oh, why didn't you hit escape? Okay. Sorry, Steve.
I was gonna use laptop chalkboard.
I just should have no issues taking, there we go. There you go, Pete.
All right, it's that time of the year where we do our yearly 1 and 6 year street plan. It's required by NDOT and the Board of Classifications and Standards that we do a 1 and 6 year street plan, and that is to show them where we are spending their highway allocation money they give us. So I'll try to make this as painless as I can as we go through this. We'll start with what they call their Form 11. It's a report for the previous year. We had 10 items on there last year. I'll cover the 2 that did not get done. The one is the bridge out on County Road 35 and G. Yes, you can have those out. Whoever wants one. I think there's like 10 there if somebody would like one. That one there I just kind of postponed mainly because of the big river bridge project we had. I didn't know if I would need that extra money to help pay for the river bridge on Broadway there. So if you recall here a few months back, we did okay the bid, approve the bid for the concrete slabs to be made on that. So you will see that one on this year's 1 year plan, and should be no reason it doesn't get done. The other one on there that I have removed on, that is 42nd Street. A year ago when we did this, we thought we'd probably chip seal in that section of 42nd Street. And after looking at it more, we changed that, removed it, and changed the whole scope of the project to the overlay. And you'll see that one on this year's 1 year plan too. And actually, hopefully be approving a bid here later on. So,
Tonight.
yes. So, that is last year's projects. We spent a little over probably about 3.2 million on bridge projects last year. Of course, River Bridge was the big one, but at 2 million. But a little bit over 3.2 million on bridges and about 1.2 million on the asphalt roads between overlays and the chip sealing. So I don't know if you have any questions on those or as far as the projects.
This is all bridge you have on your first sheet, right?
Those are both bridge and chip seal
You have on this?
asphalt. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that's everything. So, and these are just what I call our major projects. This doesn't include our graveling and stuff like that, more maintenance items. So if we build a road up, that stuff is not on here. So the only reason I have the chip seal on there, chip seal is considered a maintenance item, and I think it'll be a good way to keep track of the chip seals as we go through the years doing them, if it's on the 1 and 6, so we know what years they were done. So that's why I put those on. So going to this year's 1 year plan, I originally started with 10 projects. We're down to 9. The 10th one was the Cook Oil Bridge that we took out of the budget here a few weeks back because of budget issues. But it's slated for next year. As you guys know, it has to be done next year with our bridge match. So we have 9 projects there. As you'll see, the number 1 project there is the 42nd Street mill and fill. We'll go past that. I kind of put some pictures in here too if you want In your deals, just kind of some pictures of the projects as we go through them, but 42nd Mill and Fill will pick up from the city of Scotts Bluff line, go to 21st Avenue. If approved tonight, they said they could still get that done this fall here. So the County Road P project, the number two on there, is what we call County Road P. It is from the 79E link going into Minutair on the south side by the, I call it the old Minutair feedlot, now it's Silver Spur. That is also a 2-inch mill and fill outside of right in front of the feedlot here where they are. This here will be tore out and put to concrete because of the truck traffic. Because the asphalt, the trucks will just push that out and it'll be heaved up in no time. The third project on there is the 2-span timber bridge that we just did I just talked about with the concrete slabs. That'll be on there. That's a picture of it there.
Where's that one, Steve?
That is on County Road 35 and G, northeast of Minutair. So that should be done this winter too as the slabs get made. We should be able to get that done this winter.
So it's a wood bridge now, and then you'll change it to concrete deck.
Right, it's a wood deck, but it's steel and concrete substructure. So that's how we can go and put the concrete slabs on top of it. So there's just a few pictures I have of what the deck's like. Nobody probably really wants to see that.
Really nice.
Yeah. This is another bridge. This bridge is currently closed. This one here it's number 4 on your list. It's over on County Road 2 south of Lyman. This is the bridge I mentioned at budget time that maybe the commissioners maybe ought to look at and see if they want to spend money on doing this. I'm hoping we can put a pipe in here and get rid of this bridge, but the hydraulics doesn't look like it's going to let us. I don't believe NDOT's going to let us try and put a pipe in there. This is over Horse Creek. So it's still a little bit up in the air as whether or not NDOT and the engineers can agree on the hydraulics or whether or not we can put a pipe in there or not.
The study came back pretty positive on that, didn't it?
Yeah, he thought so until the hydraulic division at NDOT
Right,
disagreed with him.
They're going into a pipe a mile down the road.
yeah.
I don't see why they'd want to build a bridge to nowhere here.
I don't know. So if it's going to be a pipe, though, it'll probably have to be like a 2-barrel box, concrete box or something. I was hoping we could do like what we did on County Road 9 and put like a big 142-inch CMP in there or something, but it doesn't sound like that's gonna work for them. So this one's a little bit up in the air. Like I said, it's really a road that goes, as you can see, to the south, nowhere. That's the guy that lives there, and I think couple other people maybe drive it now and then. So it's one of those that, I know it's always been discussed whether or not we should be getting rid of some of these bridges and vacating roads or whatever, but this might be one of those that you're not doing anything on a weekend to drive out there and look at the area. So, but I do have it on the one-year plan. We'll see what happens with it. These sheets in between are just work progress sheets. These really just stipulate the classification of the bridge and the measurements and all that state and dot stuff nobody probably cares about here. Next one is number 5. This is also a timber bridge. This one is on 22 south of Gearing here out by S. This one here, I believe we're going to be able to put a pipe in pretty easy, so we'll be able to get this off the bridge system. The piling are rotted off on that, as you can see in there.
Is that your head wall?
That is the abutment wall. Yeah. So we're trying to get rid of, if they're the 20-foot bridges, just over 20 to 24 foot, we're trying to get rid of those and, put pipes in. So, lower maintenance, and we don't have to inspect them every 2 years on the NDOT inspection list either. So.
Is that a pretty well-traveled bridge?
Yes, that one has tons of traffic on it. It's south of Sandberg Road, right on 22. So the traffic on this one compared to the one over in Lyman is probably 10 times the traffic on it. So the next one on the list, we have the 48-inch tube, number 6 there on your list. This is on County Road M, just over by County Road 18. As you go through the monument and you come down the hill, you're headed to Highway 92. County Road M cuts to the west there. This is where this is at. This caved in on us this year. We kind of pieced it together to get through now because that is also a busy road with, there's probably half a dozen people that live right around this. So This pipe is probably actually, I went ahead and ordered this one. This is probably actually done now. So as soon as we get water off and that, and we go get this dug out, we'll be able to have this in here within a couple months here. This one should be done. So. We're going to chip seal Stegall Road next year, all 12 miles. All that has been overlaid now. So we're going to get a wearing surface and seal it up with our chip seal. That's one of our chip seal projects. The other one will be what is called County Road 34, which is south of McGrew. It goes south and north of McGrew. We're going to hit that one next year. We'll probably do that one in June. And we're also going to do County Road 19. out here.
When are you gonna do Stegall? Will that be next year?
Stegall will be next year.
Next year.
Yeah, we'll do it right in our August timeframe, because it'll take a full week to do all that 12 miles.
Next August.
Yeah,
And you're talking from Stegall clear to the
county line.
Banner County?
From Highway 92 clear to the county line, yep.
Okay.
Yep. We'll do that one in August, because it'll take us a full week. Then McGrew one, we will do in June, not first week of June, because we always do 2 weeks.
And this is McGrew here.
Yep, this is the McGrew one.
Okay.
And then, or that's County Road 19, excuse me. McGrew is up there. No, maybe not.
County
Got
Road
it backwards.
19.
So you're right. Yep, no, that says 19.
Still is McGrew.
So, but McGrew, we'll do north and south of McGrew from their city limits line. And then we'll do County Road 19 out here by Riverview Golf Course, that little over 2 miles out there for our chip sealing.
Okay, where's 34 again, Steve?
South of McGrew?
Is that what's
Do I not have that on there?
So north of McGrew, it doesn't go
There
very
it is.
far.
North
Just
of-
across the bridges. And
Yeah, it goes across the 2 bridges and it dead ends at a gravel road right north of McGrew. So that's, it's probably a mile total, but we skipped the concrete river bridges. So, and then it's about 4 miles south of McGrew is how far that goes.
Okay.
So, and we get that chip sealed. That should put that in pretty good shape, really. It's a pretty decent road right now. So, those estimated costs are going to be a little over $1.4 million on our one-year plan that we have in there right now. So, keep in mind with the one-year plan, we can always add to it. All this is just a guide, I guess, of what we can do. We can always add, subtract stuff as we go through the year. So, turn that back. 6-year plan has 20 projects on it. Those are totaling a little over $15 million for the 6-year projects. Number 77 on the bottom is in design now, and then of course the 442 is the cook oil one that we put off a year because of budget restraints. So, and like I said, with this 6-year, we can add to it whenever. It doesn't have to be on the 1 and 6 to do it. It's a simple Form 10 that we can do later in the year and add to it. So.
Does make us plan a little bit and have
Right.
have a plan in place, so that's good.
Right. So, that's pretty well the plan for the next year. So obviously bridge projects next year will be a little lower. They're going to be more culverts than bridges. Obviously we can't spend over $3 million a year on bridge repair, and then over $1 million on asphalt. You're talking over $4 million in that.
On that cook oil bridge, you got a $500,000 estimate. Is that?
Yep, 500,000
Is
is
that
what
the
we're
total
guessing.
cost of the bridge?
That doesn't include engineering. That's just construction.
Okay,
So-
but that's total cost of construction.
Yes.
Your
yeah.
bridge match is like 300.
The bridge match is going to be half that, 250.
250.
Should be 55% of the cost is what it comes out to. So,
So we're looking at our actual cost about 250.
right,
250.
yeah. We have to pay for it first up front, and then I submit the paperwork to local services at NDOT, and they reimburse us. And that usually takes, by the time they get their paperwork, within a week, we have a deposit back.
Do we get anything? You don't apply for like those culverts. You don't like big culverts. You don't apply for anything. On
No,
that, do you?
no.
It's got to be. Is there a minimum on those applications?
As far as dollar amount, you mean, for the
Yeah.
bridge match?
Yeah.
No, I usually try to do, I guess, the bigger ones just because of the more money. Culverts are cheaper,
You
like,
only get so many. So
right. Like that big culvert we put on County Road 9 was 142 inch by 60 foot. you know, and we had $70,000 into that. We took out a timber bridge doing that, so.
But you're done with maintenance, you don't have to.
Right, you're pretty well done with
Inspections and maintenance
Yeah,
are
pretty
over.
well done with maintenance, you know, so.
It's good.
It's good.
And that's pretty well all I have. Project list totals, which was what, well, we're a little over $15 million, so.
So $15 million
On
over
the
6
6-year
year.
plan, yeah.
So,
And you know, and you wait, construction costs keep going up all the time, so those numbers are gonna keep going up. And these are all just estimates on this. That's not the actual bids or quotes, it's just estimates. You know, when I have a project I try to put on the 1 year, I try to get some sort of an idea from the engineer or whoever of what the cost is gonna be, so I'm at least try to be in the ballpark on these numbers, so.
so over 6 years, 15 million, say that we've got about 3 million per year allocated approximately, and that's about what you have available for projects this year, isn't it?
Right, yeah,
About 3
Yeah.
million.
so.
Okay.
When we do the annual report next month, I think you'll see, I think last year the county match was like at 68%. I think this year you'll see that even probably a little higher when we get all the numbers in. And, you know, like I've told you in the past with the annual report and that the county can up that match to that 60-70%. We can fix things. If we're going to keep it down at that minimum 25 that they require, we're not going to do much. We're just going to maintain.
gonna
In
pay
the
a
last
lot of
couple of
wages.
years, we've gotten that up there where we can actually go out and fix some things. So,
We've done a lot of repair,
yeah, so
been good.
I think that's all I have as far as the 1 and 6 there.
Well, you
All
got,
right.
you got some more items in below there yet, right?
Yeah, not as far
Yeah,
as the 1 and
there's
6.
the 1 and 6, and we need to do our public hearing part of this. So.
Okay,
So Steve's given his presentation. Let's officially open the public hearing concerning the 1 and 6 year road improvement program. I don't know if anyone is here this evening to give input on this item. And if so, come forward now to speak. Owen?
Hi, my name is Owen Palm, Owenpalm, and I'm here to speak in favor of the mill and fill on 42nd Street. I think if we leave that street another year, there's not going to be anything there to mill. It's in very serious condition, as Steve's pictures pointed out. So just wanted to, I live on 42nd and every day fight those potholes and the broken edges, and so very much in favor of it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. I didn't realize that was in that condition until I knew the city had done their half mile. And then when I went and looked at all of that, then I said, Ben, we have to do something here.
Brings up another good point, if you don't mind. Can I?
Go ahead.
I wish there was better communications, because I'm sure there's going to be a mobilization and a demobilization charge here that could have been avoided had the city and the county worked together. And I don't know how that works, but we've wasted some money there for sure.
Yeah, we've mentioned that already and wish that we were able to work with them at that time. But I think, again, if it does nothing else, it'll get the line of communication going better for the next time. And we got the same issue actually on the western end of 42nd, and so yeah, but you're exactly right, and I appreciate you bringing it up. Anyone else here for the 1 and 6 plan? All right, seeing no one else, we will officially close the public hearing, and we'll go to discuss and consider resolution for adoption of the 1 and 6 year road improvement program. Steve?
So this resolution is, I'll just read it to you, is whereas Section 39-2115 and Section 39-2119 of Chapter 39 of the Cumulative supplement of the revised statute of the state of Nebraska 2018 requires the submittal of a one-year road improvement program on an annual basis by all counties, municipalities, and villages. And whereas the State Highway Commission at the regular meeting on April 24, 1970, designated that a legal notice shall be published in the legal county newspaper at least one time, stating the place, time, and purpose of a hearing for the one-year plan for the governing body. You'll see that at the top there was our legal notice there that we did publish. And we actually did more than the one time. We published it once a week for 3 weeks is what we did. Right there it is. So, in addition, a copy of the legal notice shall be posted in at least 3 places, placed in an area where it is likely to attract attention, and the news media in the area is informed that a public hearing will be held. And that was the following sheet of all the places we posted it and what day it was posted. So we got the post offices, the admin building here, Gearing Post Office, and such. So, whereas a public hearing was held at 4:30 p.m. on September 15, 2025 in the County Commissioners Room in the County Administration Building, Gearing, Nebraska, with no objections to the proposed one-year road improvement program. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Scotts Bluff County adopts the one-year road improvement program as amended, adopted and dated this 15th day of September 2025 in a regular meeting of the Scotts Bluff County Board of Commissioners.
Okay. So any comments on this item? Just officially puts into motion and this is on the 1 year portion of it?
It's for the whole program. It's,
One
yes,
and six.
yes.
Okay. All right. So I'd entertain a motion to approve the resolution.
I'll
I
make
move.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve the 1 and 6 as presented.
I'll second that.
All right, I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote.
You have 3 yeses.
All right, motion's carried. All right, so the next item is to discuss and consider awarding bid for project C-79 456, the 42nd Street overlay. Dave?
Okay, so we put this out for bid and received one bid from Simon Contractors. That is right in line, normal for asphalt projects. When we do them, we usually just get the one bid. We just don't have any contractors out here to do asphalt that want to come out this way. So the Simon Contractors bid was for $258,000. The engineer's estimate was at $257,260, and Jack with JEO is here if they have any questions for him as far as the engineering part of it. So I guess we just look for a motion to approve it. They say they can still get.
Engineering's not included in this?
No, not in the
Not in the
258. No,
Okay, so do you have an idea what that engineering,
I believe it was like $16,000.
I think that's reasonable.
So for both of the projects when we
Okay.
get to them. Yeah, and they think they can get to this one yet this fall and get this one done. So
Great. I'll make a motion. Is you ready for one? Mark? You ready
Yeah.
for, okay. Make a motion for project C-79 456, 42nd Street overlay. Appears to be $274,000 approximately.
I'll second that.
And to be awarded to Simon and as presented by Steve.
right.
Right? All right, so we have a motion to award that bid project as per Mr. Reisig. Any other discussion? All right, hearing none, we'll vote.
Whoa. You have 3 yeses. It worked.
It worked, didn't it?
All right, so motion's carried. So Owen, it sounds like we'll be getting started on that pretty quick. Yeah. Yeah, we had been working on it a little bit. All right, next item is discuss and consider awarding a bid for project C-79 455 County Road P overlay.
Okay, once again, this is the south side of Minutair from 79E Link into Minutair on the south side, going by the Silver Spur feedlot. This is a 2-inch mill, and right in front of the feedlot for their 2 driveways, that'll be tore out and 8 inches of concrete put in there instead. Once again, just the one bid from Simon Contractors for $498,400. The engineer's estimate was $404,110. So the bid come in, $88,000 higher than the engineer's estimate, and that could maybe be what the contract price is for the concrete, because the last project we had Simon's do and we had some concrete involved. They contracted that out, so that's probably why it's a little higher, I'm sure. But
Could be.
Okay.
You have the engineering on that one as well?
that one's in the $16,000 range there too with that.
Okay.
They're both were identical. They're both about the same segment of length of
Thank
road.
you.
So, and this one will be a spring project, probably March, April. So hopefully, right now fall, the feedlots hauling their corn silage, so it's not a good time to close the road in front of there. So,
Okay. Any other discussion on this item from anyone? All right, hearing none, entertain a motion.
I move that we approve the bid project C-79 455 County Road P overlay.
$498,400
Yep.
yes,
to Simon,
yes,
Yep.
to
Okay.
Simon.
as presented by Steve. Good. All right, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote.
Didn't work very good.
Yep, 3 yeses.
Motion's carried.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Appreciate your information tonight. Okay, the next section is the general agenda items. The first item is to receive inventories from the detention center, treasurer, sheriff, veteran service office, register of deeds, clerk of the district court, county judges, transit and building and grounds and communications. So that information's been forwarded to us and
It's on,
the website.
yes.
Yeah. So that's where the detailed
It
information.
was part of the packet because it would have been too big to email it to you.
Right.
And I made mention of the fact that the 1 in 6, I couldn't send it to you guys at all.
Right.
It was too big for me to
Yeah. This packet.
Yes. But I do
So-
have a paper copy up here
But
And
these
you all got one.
inventories are on the county website.
on the county website in the packet for
if
today.
anyone would like to look at them.
And I put it up there at the top just so you guys can be signing while the rest of the meeting happens.
Sure.
Okay.
So you need a motion tonight to simply receive these inventories that have been given. All right. So do we have a motion to receive the inventories?
I move that we receive the inventories for the listed departments: detention center, treasurer, sheriff, veteran service office, register of deeds, clerk of district court, county judges, transit, building and grounds, communications.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
A motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote.
You have 3 yeses.
Motion's carried. All right, we'll go to the next item. Receive the NACO update. Ms. Candace Meredith is here this evening. She's the Deputy Director of the Nebraska Association of County Officials. And we appreciate her being here from Lincoln, I believe.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
welcome, and yeah, give us
Thank
your
you.
report.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you for having me here. So there's 5 of us
staff members that do go around to every single county and get in front of our boards and talk about what's happening at NACO. We started shortly after the short session, or the session ended, and I'm actually on my second to last county, so.
Good.
Yeah, 22 counties in 60 days. It's been a great journey, though. It's been fun. So just to give you guys a quick update, first off, we do have our Panhandle District meeting coming up next week in Bridgeport, so love to see you there. We'll have some great discussions. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, make sure. I'm a soft speaker, so. So we have that coming up. And on October 9th, we will have our legislative conference in Beatrice. This is where the NACO board will listen to legislative issues from other elected and appointed officials, and then they'll take those legislative priorities and carry them forward for NACO staff to work with senators in putting bills together. So if you have a legislative idea that you'd like to bring forth, I know that's quite a journey over there to Beatrice, so just please let Beth or John know about that legislative idea so we can get it examined and up for discussion. After that, we will have the NACO annual conference. It is scheduled December 17th through the 19th. Our theme this year is All In. We're proud to announce that we have 100% national membership. National NACO is our organization that we work closely with on federal legislation and priorities specific to county government. So with that, All In, we do have the president of National NACO, J.D. Clark, will be coming in to Kearney to speak with us on the federal legislative priorities that National has taken. So we're excited to have them there. In addition to that, we're also kind of playing on All In, and we'd love to hear from you as far as how you're all in your county. What inspires you? What motivates you to do the jobs that you do today? So if you want to work with, kind of tell your story, Lauren Franken, our communications specialist, she would love to hear from you and hear what you're passionate about. And then we'll share your testimonies and your stories at the national throughout the annual conference in December. And then also just wanted to mention, so in 27 through 30, you guys will be setting the salaries for elected and appointed county officials. And so with that, historically, NACO has taken the lead on putting together a salary study. So we put together a committee led by our NACO president, Diana Hurlburt. She appointed several elected officials from across the state where they worked over the summer and put together the recommendations. So they are wrapping up that, the last finishing touches on that, and that will be released at the legislative conference. Also, in addition to that, this year we are adding a GIS database for county officials to use and navigate and create your own queries, based similar to what you guys all saw in the GIS database that we created for employees. We're doing something very similar for elected and appointed as well. So you can basically do your own queries and make your own decisions based off of that. And if you're not really interested in the study and the recommendations from the committee, that's there for you. So as I said, if you can't make the October 9th meeting for the legislative conference, the next day Lane will send that information out to the county officials. Also, we will be having a webinar on October 22nd to walk through the salary recommendations as well as how to use the GIS database. If you're not a webinar person, you want to be hands-on, we will also have sessions at the annual conference in December as well, so you can sit in on that. So plenty of opportunities. Obviously, you always can call in and ask. We're always happy to help with that as well. A couple legislative things I do want to talk about. We've been really busy over the summer beyond the travel. We've been working with senators, preparing for some hearings that are going to be going on this fall. We already started some hearings that we've been invited to, but coming up, what we think is some of the most important ones is Senator Holcroft has a hearing coming up on county-specific unfunded and underfunded mandates. That's on October 3rd. And also on October 3rd, there's going to be a hearing on publication and open meetings that we're invited to, so we've been preparing for that one. And also there'll be a hearing on ethanol plants. So a lot of good hearings to talk about, to get some expertise going on that to shape what legislation might look like going forward. A couple other things I just wanted to mention. The BEAD program, this is the Broadband Equity and Accessible Deployment of the Broadband. Many stakeholders, including NACO, worked very hard in the challenge process and did a lot of contacts with citizens across Nebraska in our rural areas specifically who were unserved and underserved with the broadband that they need to do some simple functions like doing their QuickBooks, being able to connect for school, being able to do remote work, being able to connect to loved ones. Unfortunately, there was a change in policy on June 6th at the federal level, and the NTIA really made us have a pivot in how we were going to be deploying fiber. We were slated to have a fiber priority before June 6th. Unfortunately, the broadband office had to pivot because of that policy, and it became more of a cost measure, not an investment issue. So what has happened is a lot of premises were removed from the map that are still unserved and underserved, over half. The remaining is basically going to be served by fixed wireless and satellite. Unfortunately, one of the satellites that did get awarded some of that money isn't even in service and still in test. So we're still trying to work through and assess what this looks like and see what we can do, because what ended up happening is the cost of the deployment is now $45 million. So that leaves over $350 million that might be returned to the federal government instead of being invested into Nebraska. So we want to still work to see what we can do to have that money stay here into our infrastructure and our workforce. So we'll continue to work with the governor and Senator Fisher's office to see what can still happen on that one. So stay tuned. Let's see here. A couple other things I did want to mention. So we're going into the short session. Inheritance tax, obviously, we're all very familiar with that. That ended in cloture. So that will more than likely be brought back to this next session. So be on the lookout for that. And we don't know what that's going to look like or what Senator Clements has in mind. But we do have a meeting set up with his team in a couple weeks to see where they're thinking of going down. The other thing that I did want to mention, which I think is a big win for counties, and one of the underfunded mandates that we've talked a lot about, is the DHHS office space that we currently give out for no cost. Once fiscal year 29 comes around, they do have to reimburse costs to the counties, so they're going to be working towards that as well. So I think that was a big win. Another win, I think, was we've been having a lot of great conversations about all the mandated services that counties are to provide, and obviously our funding sources are quite limited, which you guys just had a great conversation about the tax request and the mandated services that you guys are providing. Whether it be autopsies, grand juries, roads, bridges, you name it. The fact of the matter is, if the state's going to have to look at, what these resources and how they want to be able to help us fund these resources if they want us to keep on doing these services. So one thing that we've talked about over the last year through a stakeholder group with many senators is, how do you want this funded? And we started looking at fees, a hard look at fees. A lot of fees, some people don't realize that fees cannot be adjusted by counties. That's something that the state has to do. And so one big win that we had through these conversations is on the tax sale side and delinquent taxes. We were able to adjust those fees to at least start covering some of the cost around just that administrative process. So that really opened up the conversation for other fees, I think, and we'll continue to have that conversation to help offset some of the cost that we have to, use as far as taxes are concerned. And one of those things I know that Senator Clements wanted to look at was civil fees. We didn't have enough information at the time. I know there's a bill out there that the Nebraska Sheriff's Association put out where they wanted to raise the fees to $25, many different types of fees that sheriffs have. So we'll see where that goes, but we'll continue to have that conversation and put data in front of the senators to help share how much the cost is for those services. And I just wanted to give just a heads up that in 2029, we are going to go down to a one license plate system, and it's going to be a situation where it's going to be a on demand. So it's going to take some education for all of us, and we'll work, with the Department of Motor Vehicles to make sure that we're getting education out to the citizens, because that's going to be a big change when they walk into Heather's office, and they're not going to might not be able to pick up their plate, but they'll definitely be able to register, but they might not be able to walk out with that plate. So we'll work and make sure that we do that community outreach with the Department of Motor Vehicle and our county treasurers.
Explain that a little further. What
Sure.
do you mean by one plate?
So what that
One
means,
on the vehicle?
one on the vehicle. Yep. So I believe it's going to go on the back side. So I believe it was Senator Von Gilleren that brought this bill. And, in our last go around with our license plates, it was tough. There was a supply issue problem with the metal, and there was also a heavy cost associated. Obviously, when there's supply chain issues, then we have issues with cost. So I think this was part of the solution to help with that cost and the supply chain issue that we had experienced this last go around. And apparently, I don't know that I don't have the numbers, but it's becoming more common in other states to go to a one plate system. I don't know what it looks like as far as the delivery of those license plates. So it's gonna be different. Let's just say that.
Well, on a semi tractor, you can't see it between those where it's coupled. How are they going to move them forward on trucks? Or?
I don't know about trucks. I didn't know for the passenger. That'd probably be a good Heather question. Sorry, Heather. I don't mean to put you on the spot.
It's all vehicles.
On the rear.
It will be, and I would assume probably on a semi truck where you're pulling a trailer, you will probably put it on the front.
Yeah,
Because you
versus
wouldn't be able to
semi,
see
you'll
it on
have
the back.
Yeah, you don't see it.
I would assume. The big thing that she's talking about is we probably will not have license plates on hand to give out to people. Your license plates will all get mailed directly to you from the state. So that's going to be a big change.
So you won't pass them out anymore.
No, we will assign the number, we will register the vehicles, but we will not have the plates on hand to give out anymore.
Huh.
So that'll be a big change.
Yeah, I guess.
Yep. So definitely an administrative pivot for our county treasurers. They're still going to have their hands in a lot of the process. It's just the inventory isn't going to be here. And I just do want to give a shout out. November 4th through 11th is the Operation Greenlight for our veterans. So if you do light up your courthouse in green, we want to make sure that we get those pictures in. National NACO did display a lot of the Nebraska county courthouses. So I'd love to get our courthouses out there, out across the nation, so we can brag a little bit about how awesome we are. So
Everybody thinks we get too much green already, I think.
Oh, well, maybe this wasn't the right time to bring that up. Well, we appreciate how thoughtful of a conversation that you guys had about the budgets, and I know it was a big change with going from the lid to the cap and looking at your authority. Definitely a shift in the mindset. Again, I do want to, and I know Lisa's probably heard me hear this 100 times as she participates in a lot of these things. The cap, you are subject to recession now when you're looking at your cap authority going forward. So when we go into recession, there could be a possibility that your property tax authority cannot raise above 0% and your growth on your valuation. So in order to make sure that you're still maintaining those services, I know, Lisa, you're participating in the risk model pilot that we've been working with the GFOA. It's a Government Finance Officers Association that helped me put together a model specific for Nebraska counties to help us figure out what would be in Scotts Bluff County the adequate amount of reserve to be reactive to natural disaster, whether it be floods, tornadoes, huge snowstorm incidences, recession. What is it will take? We understand that sometimes, we still have to pay the bills, and we have an obligation to help, get these roads up and running and bridges taken care of. So what is that number? So this tool that we've been working on, we've been working through understanding what key assumptions are for those who are going to use it. So then she can share that with you on your screen, and you guys can kind of determine what is good for Scotts Bluff County.
So will that start after this year?
Yep,
Whatever
whenever.
we put on our budget, that's our basis now?
Yep. So right now, yeah. So you guys are good right now, but if you want to start setting goals for
But
your
now
cash,
It'll be a 0% increase from now on?
and I don't know. It's whatever it's going to be in December of each year is what the inflationary growth will be, and that's from the Bureau of Economic Administration, BEA.
But it could be. Or
It
something.
could be. So if the economy, we do this,
But
right?
they won't back us below where we're at now.
It can never go below zero, so we can never go into a negative.
So we can't go below where we're at right now, is that what you're
Well,
Yeah.
I think you're understanding it right. This
Yeah.
year we had a inflation rate of 5.17
Yep.
built in. Next year she's saying it could be 0. We might not be able to.
So that number will
Increase
back
our-
us back down then?
Yep. So
What it
next
was
year,
last year?
what is going to happen is you're going to start with whatever you approve for your tax request is going to be your starting point for your cap,
Okay.
and then you're going to look at whatever the December 2025 state and local consumption and expenditure index will be, which we don't know what it's going to be yet, and we're going to say it's going to be 3%. So you can put 3% in there, and then your growth from your valuation, and that's what your starting point will be for your building your authority.
But it will not go below 0.
It can never go below 0. So if it goes into negative, it's 0. So in the last 20 years, I believe it's that the slice index has been at 0 or below. So again, that's just kind of in the fact of economy. You'll have inflation
It'll
and
be where we got ourselves in pretty good shape.
I think for
Or
our
a year or
tax,
two.
The-
for our
the-
tax ask, it
this
has
year.
nothing to do with the levy necessarily.
No.
No.
No,
Yeah.
it's just the cap. It's just you building your authority. It's building your property tax authority. Your cap is all it's doing is building your property tax authority. You don't have to use all that authority. It's just this is how much authority you have as a board to meet the requirements of your expenses.
Candace, what did you say in the last 20 years? It's never went to 0. Is that what you
It's
said?
been twice. It's been at 0.
Twice at
Yes.
0. Okay.
That would have been during inflation or
Recession.
recession times,
Okay.
2008.
Yeah.
Yep, that was one of them. Yep. But after that, I'd be happy to answer any questions or take them back with me if I don't know the answer.
Sure.
I volunteered to speak at the unfunded mandate legislative hearing here in a couple weeks. I did. So
Thank you.
I'll call you for tips.
Thank you. Yes.
And saying Sheriff and Troy had some good ideas to throw out there. And anyway, I was asked to represent Scotts Bluff County. I think Kelly suggested they talk to me.
That's
So
probably a good idea.
yeah.
Good. Thank you for participating in this very important hearing. I think it's going to set the tone, and I really like that it's just county
Where is it?
specific.
Lincoln.
It's in Lincoln.
This will be Lincoln, October 3rd, and they have been streaming the hearings, so you more than likely will be able to watch. No pressure. But we'll have packets of all the work that we've been doing. Again, John and I will both be presenting on that. John will be talking about the philosophy of what we do here, and then I'll kind of bring the technical aspects. We have about 15 different topics that we're going to talk about with the committee, and then just kind of hopefully have enough time and have enough discussion.
Sure.
Yep.
Well, we appreciate certainly what Nebraska NACO does for us, and the helping represent us in Lincoln and all of those things, plus all the other day-to-day help that I know these staff folks use, and it's very helpful to them, and they've expressed that. So
Well, thank you.
we appreciate your help.
Well, we appreciate all of you. And I do have here, I'll leave these with Kelly. We have some flyers here. Again, NACO West is up and running really well. We're filling the rooms up with associations, businesses, county groups. So if you think of anything where there's going to be something that needs to go on Ogallala, we have these as well. And then we also, I know you guys have pulled these, but these are great data sheets. We have a lot of information on nebraskacounties.org. We have our own Explorer that has tons of data by county to help with grant writing, or if kids are doing their civic projects, anything like that. These are just great tools to have, but this is kind of a snapshot that you can hand out or have in your car. So I'll leave these with Kelly. So thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it.
Here. Yeah. Okay.
Do you need help?
Nope, I was going to get off this new pin.
Okay, I think that completes that item. We'll go to the next item, which is discuss and consider tourism board vacancy replacement. Ms. Lana. Yeah.
Lana Hubbard, LANNAHUBBARD. Okay, last week we had our regular monthly meeting for the Tourism Advisory Board, and within that meeting we had 2 applicants for our vacant spot of hotelier. And so we had 2 individuals come in, submit resumes, and also did a question answer type thing with us. And then when the board, we got together then and was able to discuss, and we have a recommendation of Amanda LeMay, and she is with Holiday Inn. But I was trying to, did you say you had been there since you were 2016 or 2016?
2014.
14.
Yeah.
Okay, longer. But I'd like to introduce Amanda, and she is our recommendation as the advisory committee. And if she'd even like to say just a couple things.
Sure, go
Well,
ahead.
I've been with the hotel Holiday Inn Express since 2014. I started in food and beverage as the manager there. The last 4 years I've been director of sales and front office manager. And I love the hospitality business, so I think this is something that I could definitely benefit from, and I could also help the committee with. So.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
We did get a copy of your resume or the information you provided to the committee, and we received that in our packet, so we appreciate that.
Yep. So that's our recommendation. They were both very interesting and very interested in serving. So, but anyways, so
Very good.
all right.
All right. Is there anyone else here on this item tonight? Seeing none, anything from the commissioners, any questions? I was part of that meeting, but what didn't, was not here exactly when they did the questions for the tourism committee people, but we had recently said that that would be a function of the tourism committee and not the commissioners.
Correct.
And
Correct.
so because of that, it was appropriate for me not to be there actually. And yeah, this recommendation comes to us from the board.
Yes, correct. So, anyways, but any other
Right on.
questions or?
What was your last name again, Amanda?
LeMay. LEMAY.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
You guys.
So, are we ready to take action on that item?
I think so.
Okay, so I would entertain a motion.
Well, I move that we accept the recommendation of Amanda LeMay for the Tourism Board.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second to appoint Amanda LeMay to the Tourism Board. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote.
You have 3 yeses.
All right, motion's carried. Congratulations, and yeah, we'll see you as part of the tourism board. All right, then the next section on our agenda is the old business, time clock plus and payroll processes. Lisa, anything new?
Not really.
Okay.
I talked to Charlotte a little bit. She said things are going pretty well. She had talk to, what is it,
The MIPS people or,
no,
Nips are from
right
somebody.
here, this guy, right
oh,
Kurt.
Kurt?
yeah, so, oh, I just talked to.
We can't hear you, Russ.
Just talked to Charlotte a little bit. She said you were having a problem with your computer program, but
Still can't hear you.
No problem.
but I guess the rest of it, your
No,
payroll
she-
stuff's going
She
well.
went in and set up different job codes for us because of our different reimbursement rates.
Yeah.
So now, and because of our two different services, I have to report expenses separately. So now my flex route drivers have a separate clock-in code versus my demand response drivers. People that are doing
Is it gonna
administrative
work
work
hard?
clock in under a different code, and it allows me to track expenses more accurately. So when I report to the state, I can break down the costs more
Yeah,
accurately.
she said that she had got
So
some
she got
stuff
that
worked
figured
through.
out, and it's working well.
Yeah, she said there was a little bit of a glitch there at the beginning, but she said you guys got it all done.
Yep,
so.
she took care of it very quickly, and it's working well so far.
That was the only update that she said she had.
All right, very good. The next item is the USDA Wildlife Services Program. Tell us again, Kelly. We're gonna.
It's a placeholder until you see them at the district meeting.
That's this week, right?
Next week.
Next week.
Oh, next week, yeah. So, yeah, I think it's on Wednesday in Bridgeport, if I remember right.
A week from Wednesday, yes.
Yeah.
The 24th.
Yeah.
24th.
September 24th.
So,
Bridgeport.
we'll hopefully be talking about that and encourage participation so that we can collectively and cooperatively keep this
Just have,
program going.
have some good discussion with your other
Right.
fellow commissioners.
Right. Okay, so I think that gets us through the old business. The next item is public comments. The Board of Commissioners will receive public comments on items discussed at this meeting or suggestions for items of discussion at a future board meeting. The board will not take action on comments presented on this date. So, is there anyone here this evening from the public that would like to discuss anything? You're more than welcome to come forward. All right. Seeing no one or hearing no one, we'll go on to the next item, which is board and staff reports with discussion. So I think we'll probably start over on this side of the room. Kelly, I guess you would be first.
Where do I start? So, my canvassing board will be meeting on Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock. We had to leave 17 ballots to cure through this recall election, which means that the voter didn't provide their signature, driver's license, or both, one or the other or both. And so we have to allow the voters 1 week from the election day to come in and correct that. At this point, unless they show up tomorrow, we haven't had anybody come and do that since the numbers that I released last Tuesday. And then I will be certifying to you Wednesday morning after my canvassing board is done. And then from there, Heather and Dave and I have to figure out who's going to fill the spot for you.
Are you going to put out applications for that?
Well, Jason and I were talking, but until I certify, I felt like I was jumping the gun slightly, but I need to set up scheduling with Heather and Dave. I do have like a press release or for immediate release, just information that we will be accepting them. After tonight, I'm going to send it on to Heather and Dave for their review.
So
See if they
how
have
many
any
days-
input of any information that we need to change.
How many days do you have that open then for applications?
We have to fill the spot in 45 days,
Okay.
which takes us to November 1st from this Wednesday.
Okay.
I can't think of anything else. I don't know. Voter turnout was horrible again, so
Yeah.
Just
Even-
like all of them, basically.
Yeah, I know you were disappointed in it, and I thought with mail-in ballots it would be more than that, but it wasn't.
And it turned out it was less than the school bond even, so.
Yeah. So. Okay, anything else, Kelly?
Like I said, I always think of it way after.
When we come all
At least I remembered that I did want to talk to you about this fact,
Okay.
though.
when we come all the way back around, of course, I'll be asking you about dates.
And I'm afraid that it looks like Kurt's going to have something for you
Yeah,
today.
Yeah, looks like it.
Imagine that.
You're afraid. Oh, we should all be afraid.
Okay, so we'll keep going around this way. Brenda, do you have anything? No? Kurt?
I do, actually.
Good.
What
I
a
thought you did.
surprise!
Just an update, a couple quick updates. Monday is our go live for our new scheduling and dispatching software. So I'll put out some stuff on Facebook. We're getting all of our ducks in a row, but as with any time you do new software, I'm sure we're gonna have a hiccup or two. If you get a call from your constituents or anything, let me know, call us. We're really trying to take advantage of the technology to use the algorithms to do a lot of the scheduling, maybe streamline some things, cut the chaos a little bit in our office and get away from so much manual scheduling. And but I'm actually leaving tomorrow for an annual meeting, our annual state association meeting, on our driver rodeo, taking 2 drivers with us. If they do well enough at that, they will qualify for the national rodeo next year, which is actually in Omaha of all places. But normally they put it in a little warmer climate, but it is what it is, and hopefully we can get a little better Nebraska representation since it's not so far to travel. But again, that go live is Monday morning, bright and early.
That's your new software.
Yes.
That's something people can do on the internet. They can schedule.
Eventually, we're doing it phases. Eventually, they'll be able to book their trips on a portal.
Okay.
And then as we get the what's called the GTFS feed up and running, we'll have a mobile app where if someone's trying to find a fixed route stop, they'll be able to find the closest stop. And when we're at a stop, it'll give an ETA on that bus coming to that stop. Notifications will be going out. They'll get phone call reminders and text reminders that, hey, you have a trip scheduled for tomorrow. And then an imminent arrival. Your bus should be there in approximately 10 minutes. And your driver's here.
That
To
sounds
hopefully help us with our no-shows, people not being ready, and again, just make us more efficient. So
And your reminder's only one day ahead?
one day ahead. And then we're doing the text as well, because then if they don't remember what they said on the phone, they can look at their text message.
Cool.
And it will tell them what time. So
That sounds really neat.
it's going to be hopefully it goes fairly smoothly, but I know we'll have some hiccups. I'm going to try and put some stuff on our Facebook page just to let people know if some things are going to change with how the system works. So, but we think in the long run it's going to be better.
Okay.
While you're there,
Yes, sir.
can you report anything off the top of your head where you're at on fuel sales, how that's all going, and how everything's working?
I can pull by every month. Everybody gets an invoice, and then every month I have to report by vehicle to the state what we use, gallons and
I mean, with
cost.
everybody using it, is everybody happy with the system?
I think it's working well. We do have a couple of issues we still need to probably address as far as long-term maintenance
Is there
costs.
something you need the board to help you
And
with on
then,
that?
Right now, I've been going with what our contract fuel price is what I'm billing out. We're buying off the rail right now. It's a little bit cheaper, but that any additional monies that the departments are spending is going back into the general fund anyway. So it's kind of a circular loop on that cash. If the board decides that each time we get a fuel delivery to adjust that cost in the system, I can. Right now, it's billing each department based on what that contract price was from our original contract.
And we're actually buying a little less right
A little
now.
less. And again, the departments is just cycling some of their money right back into the general fund.
Okay.
So
It's working okay as
something-
far as you're concerned.
absolutely, it had a little glitch. It went offline last week, but I went out and did some troubleshooting online on the phone with them. They updated some software, fixed it. We've had no major
As far as
issues.
your metering and everything, is it matching your
Very accurate. We have it
Okay.
set up. Once we get to 800 gallons, it triggers an email currently to Wesco, but we can change that to if we switch providers, where it'll send an email, hey, we need a fuel delivery, and they're there the next day with a truck. So
Have you ever had it run past and not get you refilled on time?
We've gotten down to a couple hundred gallons when the depot's out of fuel. We had to wait one extra day,
Oh,
but haven't had any issues of running out yet.
that doesn't happen very often, I
No.
hope.
When the 800 gallons triggers, if we go any higher than that, the tank gets too full and the alarms go off.
Really?
So at 800 gallons, it triggers it, and we get it filled usually the next day. So seems to be working. We've got it pretty well dialed in now. So
Good.
okay.
All right, thanks. Sheriff, looks like you're next.
Gentlemen, just to tell you that you signed a contract a while back for a new communications provider at the detention center. The company's called NCIC. We went through a whole RFP and we selected them, and so that's going to go live this week, like probably Wednesday or Thursday.
You're talking
So
the phone.
it's the phones, the tablets, the way inmates communicate, and so far the company's been excellent to work with, and so they've been in and around our place, and they work with a local provider. Actually, they're active in this entire region, and they work with a local provider that does this regionally, and they're someone really well known to us. So they've been. We hope that the transfer over is seamless, but so far everything's going just fine. Very happy with them and the service, but there's, as you can imagine, if every time we're changing this, there's a lot of moving parts, because this requires some notifications for a lot of people that interact with us, a lot of other agencies. But we're getting it all done, and it's something that people do all the time, change providers.
Who are they actually allowed to call with their phone and things?
They can call almost anybody.
Really?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like jail to me.
Almost anybody they want to call. Well, it's. I mean, they're paying for the calls.
Pardon?
They're paying for the calls. They have to pay for the calls. They have to pay the per minute cost, and they can call about anybody they want. If people don't want to talk to them. The other people aren't paying for the calls. They're not collect calls. So.
They're recorded.
So they're not a collect
Yeah.
call anymore then?
No, and well, maybe they can still make a collect call, but most of the calls they pay for, and all of their calls are recorded, and there's a warning on there, and all of their video chats are recorded, unless it's with their attorney. Their attorney is privileged, and so that's one of the things we have to do. The attorneys have to request that, and they have to provide proof to us that they are an attorney, and once they do that, then we can't listen in on attorneys' privilege calls, and that's just something that all facilities do.
Okay.
That's about all.
I have a question for you. What was the new the information that came out on the radio about?
Oh, it's about a portal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us about that again.
So it's a community portal. So our we have Central Square is the provider for the records management system for all of the police and fire and the detention center in Scotts Bluff County, with the exception of State Patrol. They're on the state system. So everybody else, Scotts Bluff, Gearing, all the smaller departments are on this. So we've been talking about this for a long time. It was one of the advantages to this system, and we finally kicked it off. And so there's a community portal out there that is active right now, and so anyone can get on it. It's been published in the media. We have a link on our website. So does Scotts Bluff Police. So does Gearing Police. So you can just click on that, and you can see active warrants, and you can see people that are in the jail right now, and warrants, jail, and seems like there's
two or three other things.
Sex offenders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody care to guess how many sex offenders we have in Scotts Bluff County?
252. You just said.
Uh-huh.
We need to order some.
No, it's in the 180s.
Okay.
It's in the 180s. But the interesting thing was when 15 years ago, the first year I was the sheriff, we had about 100 less. That 80. Now we got 180 to 188, depending on the day. And we, the sheriff's office, we interact with all of them once or twice a year.
They have to tell you where they're living.
They have to come in and update their registration with us. And anytime they move, if they get a different job, they get a different car, they have to do all that. And then, so that's all that information will be on that link as well. So those three things are available to the public now.
I had a little trouble navigating that website, but I'll stop and see you someday.
Okay.
All right. All right. Any other questions? No.
Thanks, Mark. So was that a little more expensive, this new outfit for the phones and the?
No, actually, it's not more expensive. It's the money that we make off of those phones because it is significantly better.
Oh, it is. So you get a better.
It doesn't cost us more.
We get better revenue.
No, it
off
pays.
of that.
This whole system pays for itself and makes us money.
Appreciate it.
That's
Okay.
good. Well, thank you, Mark.
Okay, thank you.
I can't see who all's back there, but go on around the room, whoever's next.
Cindy?
Cindy? All right.
Heather?
Okay.
Do you want to talk to John?
John
IT's
Ernie.
here. Do you have anything?
You needed him the other day.
We don't.
Remember
Okay,
that?
we're up to
Is that
Jason,
it?
then it looks
You
like.
needed him the other day.
Mr. Ocean?
It's John. Remember that?
Just real briefly, just to echo what Kelly said, after the certification, there'll be some, once that's completed, there'll be notices that'll go out. And we will make sure those all get submitted timely.
I did make a list of who I would certify, so the board and Heather and Dave and you and Lisa. I'm wondering if I need to work with Lisa for help in job description or anything, or if we just pull from statute. And will the applications or letters of intent be sent to me or to HR? I don't know what's proper there.
Typically, the applications would go to you.
Directly
and then
to me? Okay.
You would get them to Dave and to Heather.
Heather, okay.
But that's it. Thank you.
Yeah. So I know Jason and I spoke earlier today, and he is helping with Kelly and certainly has done some of this type of thing before. And so
Who knows where to find it, one of the two.
Yeah, so between the two of them, I think they're
We'll be okay.
trying to meet all the deadlines and all of those things, and so we appreciate that. Okay. Miss Lisa?
Okay, just reminding you, okay, joint public hearing on September 22nd. Our last tax meeting on September 25th at 4 o'clock to set the tax. So we'll need a quorum of you here for that one. And Mark, we've been getting emails about planning for the state of the valley.
Right.
Now they're talking Friday at noon.
I seen that we have a
I'm
different
I'm an if, so I don't know if that worked for you or not. So
I think it would. I looked at that email while I was here today. I need to double check my office calendar, but I think it'll work. Typically, I'm pretty flexible on that.
This next Friday or this upcoming Friday?
yeah, and it's just him and I.
That's just a planning meeting.
Planning meeting.
right.
State of the Valley, I'm thinking is October. I thought it was October 22nd.
It's a Wednesday, if that helps
So
you.
we don't
Yeah.
have to go to that. That's just you and Lisa on the 25th.
It's just us. It's you if you want to participate.
That's the 25th.
22nd of
20
October.
This is
26th,
a
so it's
different
the same
meeting
day
than
as
the
the
joint
public
public hearing, Russ.
Same
Okay.
day as the public hearing.
Okay, we're talking about different topics. Okay, September 25th is the tax.
That's what I wrote down.
Okay, Thursday.
Right.
So, and then we started talking about State of the Valley meetings, which you aren't necessarily involved in unless you want to go to the luncheon on October 22nd
26th.
at the Hampton Inn.
That's in October 26th.
That's in October, so that's a ways away. But
I just wanted to make sure he saw that they were looking to meet.
What time is that public hearing, that joint public hearing?
6:05 at the Civic Center.
6:05. We need you there at 5:30. Okay?
Okay, I got a big concrete pour that day. I hope everything goes good. I
Okay,
just got
well,
the
maybe
call
you
on
need a
that
second.
this morning. So.
Oh, goodness. Then I wanted to make sure you're aware October 23rd and 24th is NERMA's conference in Kearney. If you'd be interested, it's usually a very informative, good conference. So we would need you to start thinking about signing up and getting motel rooms
We got to be
reserved.
signed up by the 17th, don't we?
That's NERMA. I don't know.
Oh, NERMA.
what
No, that's
NERMA.
NACO.
Then she was talking NACO.
NACO's on 17th.
Yeah, and then like they said, there was Panhandle District next week. A lot of dates right now. So
Yes.
anyway, with that said, and you heard me talking to Candace. I just was asked last week to present about unfunded mandates, and we'll see how this goes.
Okay. Appreciate it. Russ?
I really don't have anything. I just had airport board meeting this month. So far, it's really the other one. I missed the cap win because they were the same night as our last meeting. So I've only had one meeting this month. So
Sometimes you catch a break, man.
it's great.
Okay. Mike?
I missed my
We
housing
can't-
board. I missed my housing board last week. I had a call out about an hour before that, so I had to go do that. I plan on going to the September 22nd joint public hearing meeting. Plan on going to the NACO meeting on the 24th. And then in November, I have a 40-hour training in Alliance for Crisis Intervention with Region 1, so I'll be doing that in November.
Okay. So, I plan to go to the Pink Postcard meeting September 22nd, September 24th, the NACO meeting in Bridgeport. Again, the 25th, we all have a commissioner meeting,
Starts at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, September 25th. October 22nd, State of the Valley. This Friday the 19th is the
Meeting.
committee meeting for that. All right. I do not plan to go to the NERMA meeting in Kearney. That's not on my schedule. I have had Panhandle Public Health this past week, which I missed. I had an accident with one of my employees that I had to help with. I do have a Heartland Express meeting coming up, and I'll be going to that. Is there any other dates that you know of, Ms. Kelly, that we need to be aware of? I mean, there's lots of them with
we've had
this
so
thing
many.
with your
Yeah.
election, but quite honestly, in my discussion with Jason today, is that you're going to certify these election results on Wednesday.
Yes.
And once that happens, the way I see it, it's kind of in your hands along with Heather and Dave.
Yes.
And really the commissioners are not involved with that. So it's their process, and they're handling all of that themselves, the way I understand it. So, okay?
Okay.
What was the Heartland Express date on that?
Well,
Mark?
I was rattling them off to
I didn't give it to you.
Jason this morning.
I'll have to call you with it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, there's a number of dates I know dealing with that new filling the position, and I know you guys have lots of dates there that you have to deal with.
Well, just a matter of what's going to work with Heather and Dave because
Right.
of what's on my schedule
Sure.
for all of the stuff coming up.
Right,
is
I understand.
What I'm
And
getting at.
but for our standpoint, I don't see us having to participate in any of
Correct.
that.
We
Okay.
will let you know.
All right, we appreciate that. Then, does anyone else have anything under board and staff reports? Assuming not, legislation, I think Candace pretty well covered that while she was here. And that if we have anything, we need to be in touch with them and or go to that legislative hearing or conference. And so, if there's nothing else, meeting's adjourned.
Yay.